Hey everyone, Donna here. Earlier today, I sat down with Bessie, a neighbor of mine. She was curious about what it's like being vegan. She asked lots of great questions about veganism. So stay tuned to watch our in depth discussion and be sure and share your thoughts on it after watching the video. Today is part one of our discussion. Part two will be in the next video. I'm really glad you dropped by, Bessie. So, I know you've been wanting to change your diet and you're curious about veganism. And you had some questions you wanted to ask me.
Well, lately I've been wanting to make some changes in my diet. I want to eat healthier, and I do like animals. I just don't know much about this vegan thing.
Yeah, that makes sense, Bessie. Well, go ahead and ask me anything you want.
Well, what exactly is it to be vegan?
Well, Bessie, being vegan means that we vegans don't eat animals, nor do we wear animals. That means we don't wear leather, fur, wool, or anything that has animals in it. Plus, we don't buy anything that tests on animals, such as makeup and deodorants, shampoos, etc. And we don't believe in using animals for entertainment, such as the circus. In other words, Bessie, veganism is more than a diet. It's a philosophy and way of life which seeks to exclude all forms of exploitation and cruelty to animals as far as is possible and practicable. Hope that answers your question, Bessie.
Well, that's a lot to take in, but I got what you're saying. So, where exactly do you vegans get your protein from?
We vegans get that question a lot, and it's a good question. Basically, we get our protein from the same sources that most animals get their protein from, and that's plants. In fact, some of the biggest and strongest animals on the planet, such as elephants, rhinos, gorillas, horses, cows, and bison, just to name a few, all get their protein from plants. It's actually very easy to get protein as a vegan. Some good sources of protein include beans, such as black beans, pinto beans, kidney beans, garbanzo beans, aka chickpeas, lentils, nuts, oats, quinoa, tofu, seitan, and seeds, say such as flax and chia. Nutritional yeast is another good source. These are just some examples. There are lots of great ways to get your protein as a vegan, Bessie.
That's very interesting stuff, Donna. I frankly didn't know all about that. But I got another one. Where do you vegans get your B12 from?
That's another good question, Bessie. Well, first off, as you may already know, B12 is produced by bacteria, not animals or plants. That means animals, including us human animals, must get our B12 directly or indirectly from bacteria. In the past, B12 was present in the soil. However, with modern day hygienic practices, there is more cleaning and sanitizing of our fruits and vegetables. Also, the soil has been exposed to more antibiotics and pesticides. So we really can't count on getting our B12 from plant foods like we did in the past. Even the animals nowadays can't count on getting their B12 from bacteria in the soil. As a matter of fact, today's livestock is often supplemented with B12 in their feed. So even though times have changed, we can still get B12 in various ways. We don't have to eat animals to get it. We can just eliminate the middleman, so to speak. B12 is found in most plant based milks, Oat milk, soy milk, coconut milk, flax milk, almond milk, just to name a few, are usually fortified with B12. Plus, many cereals are usually fortified with B12. Nutritional yeast is yet another way to get B12. Even nori, a certain type of seaweed, has B12 in it. Of course, you can always take a B12 supplement as they are readily available. It's not hard to get B12, Bessie.
Well, that's good to know, Donna. Sure sounds like our food system is a hot mess. Oh, yeah, I wanted to ask you about honey. Is that vegan?
No, Bessie, honey is not vegan as it's made by bees. And just like most animals, bees are factory farmed too. They endure stressful transportation, genetic manipulation, and unnatural living conditions. Also, it's common practice for beekeepers to clip the wings of the queen bee, confine her, or kill and replace her after just 1 or 2 years. Keep in mind, queen bees in nature could live up to 7 years. Of course, there's a lot more that goes on in a bee factory farm, and it's not good news for the bees. But you get the picture. So, honey is definitely not vegan. We use other natural sweeteners such as maple syrup, brown rice syrup, date syrup, molasses, agave nectar, and coconut sugar.
Well, it sounds like the bees got a tough time, Donna. Now, let me ask you this very important question.
Hope you enjoyed part 1 of my conversation with Bessie. Be sure and watch part 2 in the next video. And if you like this Q&A format, be sure and let me know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. And click that bell so you will be notified when I post part 2 of my conversation with Bessie. Well, that's all for today. And until next time,